Right behind me, you see one of the biggest construction projects right now in Prague, the new tram line to Wenceslas Square from Vinohrady. And it won't be done until 2027. But here's the thing, while this is going on, the rest of Prague decided that it's a great time to renovate pretty much everything else. This summer is genuinely one of the most disrupted I can remember. Roads, trams, trains, airport approach, all at the same time. So if you're an expat or you're living here and you want to know what's actually going on before it ruins your morning commute routine trip to the work, well, this video is right for you. So let's get through it. First things first, we will start with the constructions which will affect the car drivers. Then we will look at the public transport, and as a last part, I have prepared some small bonus tip for you, so stick till the end to the video and let's start. First, and probably the most serious construction, is about drivers. Kbelská street, northeast of Prague, the section between Novopadská and the D8 motorway is being completely renovated from July the 2nd until August the 15th. What makes this unusual is that the work is supposed to be 24/7 every day. That genuinely almost never happens in Prague and already tells you how badly this road needs renovating. Each direction is down to one lane, as you can see behind me, and the exits and entries are pretty much closed. The Prague has actually positioned a dedicated tow trucks at the parts of the renovation just to immediately tow away possibly broken down cars because it cannot slow down. This is very serious and it limits the traffic heavily. I mean, now it's 7 p.m. and it's still pretty busy. We're on Friday. Kbelská is the main connection between northeast Prague and the D8 towards Germany and the D10 towards Mladá Boleslav. If you drive through Žižkov to work or if you're heading out of the city in that direction, expect significant queues on Kolbenova, Průmyslová and Chlumecká. Prague is even warning truck drivers at the German and Polish borders about the potential delays of several hours, which gives you a pretty good understanding of how serious this is. If you have no choice but to use this route, go early or very late. Rush hour on Kbelská this summer, it's going to be very rough. And now for a different part of Prague, the Aviatická interchange, the junction connection between Prague Airport to the D7 motorway and the Prague Ring Road. Around 65,000 cars a day pass through this intersection. Major reconstruction is already underway and the heaviest restriction will last until next year, September 2027. You're wondering, no, this is not Aviatická. Excuse us, because it's a little bit further away and we have no way where to park over there, so we took the liberty of this small airfield, so to say. Back to the topic. This is the first stage of a massive, long-awaited project linked to completing the Prague Ring Road. When it's all done, there will be new lanes towards the airport, a proper direct connection in every side, and the total cost is 900 million crowns, almost a billion, with a full completion by the end of 2029. Back to the present. Right now, in the summer of 2026, if you're heading to the airport by car or taxi, at least 15 minutes for possible delays. Now, especially during the peak hours, but, you know, the typical peak hour problem. And what about public transport? The good news is that taking public transport like bus or trolley bus 59 from Nádraží Veleslavín or the 100 bus from Zličín remains your best and the most reliable option. Buses have dedicated lanes on the approach, so they will easily avoid most of the traffic in most of the places. Not everywhere, but it's definitely faster than going by car. Next up is the Magistrála highway, going from here towards the main train station, where I'm sure you've been before, and you might know that the departure hall sits directly underneath a massive car park and the main highway. Well, the 1970s ceiling has been leaking for years, and that's the reason for the renovation. Reconstruction is kicking off this July, and while the road won't be closed completely, well, I can't imagine closing the Magistrála, they're keeping 2 lanes open in each direction. The project will trigger 2 massive changes that will absolutely catch people off guard. First, the rooftop car park right above the departure hall is closing down completely. But secondly, and even more importantly, for foreigners and travelers, the Airport Express and all long-distance buses are being temporarily moved towards the Opletalova Street, down the Sherwood. If you're heading up to the airport, then think about this, because in the summer, you don't go in front of the building, but you have to go a little bit down on the Opletalova street. The restrictions will last about 4 months, and the future plan is that once this 290 million crown small renovation of the fixing the roof leaking and the closure of the main highway is done, then we can look forward to the makeover with new trees and a proper pedestrian-friendly approach from the National Museum all the way to the main train station. But it will still take years before they kick off the renovations. We're stuck in the permit process. If you want to know more, then this video is about the renovation of the main train station. Now, if you live on Smíchov, Košíře or Stodulky, you probably noticed a little closure on Plzeňská street from Nadžičelice or Holečkova, and they're repairing the gas piping, including the utility connections. The full closure kicked in back in May, diverting all the car traffic into the parallel Vrchlického street. If you commute through this area during rush hour, you already know exactly what it means with the cars to be packed one by one right there on the Vrchlického street. The renovation is supposed to be finished on August the 30th, which honestly, I'm not sure if they are going to make it in time. And the good information is that the trams are running without any problems, same as buses. So if you want to keep your sanity, probably use the public transportation and don't go in the rush hour, because now, I mean, it's 7 p.m. and the traffic is pretty good. However, in the rush hours, you know how it is. Now, speaking of the public transport closures, behind me is Národní třída. And there's going to be closed lines for trams between Lazarská, Národní divadlo, and all the way to Újezd. Meaning your typical tram 22 will not go through here between July the 18th and August the 10th. So look up the alternative connections which will go through Myslíková street, and there will be no alternative buses. So that's important. You can just use metro instead, because that's just one stop from over there, actually 2 stops, I'm sorry. So that is your summer in Prague. To recap, Kbelská is messed up until mid-August. Aviatická at the airport has restrictions until September 2027. The Magistrála in front of the main station will take about 4 months. Plzeňská in Smíchov is a no-go zone for cars until end of August, if they manage in time, and trams are off Národní třída from July the 18th until August the 10th. If you want to track all these closures in one place with exact dates and maps, check out the website opravujeme.to. It is definitely worth bookmarking before planning any longer trips across the city this summer, or generally to stay up to date. Now, keeping up with Prague's endless infrastructure is one thing, but truly understanding how these neighborhoods connect, develop, and how that impacts where you should live is a whole different story. And what we're trying to do is to help you understand how is it to live in Prague. If you want to buy property or sell, well, by the way, we did a PDF. Check it down there. It's a free guide for if you want to buy or sell real estate, and it will definitely help you on your journey. My name is Robin. I'm founder of Expats Finance, and that's exactly what we do. Besides of advising foreigners, we do this online content to help you stay up to date of not only the closures, but also developments, as you can see in the other videos. See you in the next one.